Hi, everyone. Welcome to my channel. Today, we're going to do something a little bit different. If you're here from Jen's channel, yay, thank you, hello. This is my new bestie. Her name is RHR Jen. If you guys are unfamiliar, we met and we get along like two peas in a pod. And we just had a conversation about Meghan in Geneva, and we went over the fashion and whatnot. And then this is part two, actually, of our conversations. This is a continuation. This is going to be new for my subscribers. This is going to be more conversational, but don't worry, I have notes. We're going to break down the World Health Organization. And then Jen found some super interesting stuff on the person that Meghan is with. So for my subscribers that do not know of you, if you would like to take the stage, madam.
Thank you very much. Well, I have to say, first of all, I'm a huge fan of Rachel's. Love working with her. This is our second recording. We've done 2 over on my channel, so be sure to check those out. But yeah, we just hit it off so well the first time we talked, and we've had so many people say, you guys need to do a show together. So this is us doing a show together. Hello.
Yay. And then we've also thought about maybe starting a podcast, but we don't know if it's like necessarily, Harry or Meghan related or something. But if you guys have any ideas of stuff that maybe you would like to see us do, because this is a little bit different as opposed to like my other video essays. This is just a conversation between friends. And of course, we're going to use Mr. Witherspoon's allegedly
Yes.
when it comes to we'll just say all the stuff in the video. This is just a FaceTime between 2 friends and you guys are just watching it. So
yes, we have lots of opinions. We're just sharing our opinions. Yes.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so for my lovely subscribers, so if you're interested in this, Meghan was in Geneva for the World Health Organization. And I've always wondered about the World Health Organization because I feel like they're kind of in the news a little bit and you don't really, you know of them, right? And they seem cool. But then I just wanted to pull up their financial audits. And so surprise, surprise for all of my lovely subs who keep seeing this, they spend more money than they take in. So the 2024 revenue was $3.17 billion, and they spent $3.7 billion. So they actually overspent by almost $600 million, which I just think, it's kind of a recurring pattern. Right?
I think so too. Yeah. There's a theme here somewhere.
Yeah, there's a theme here. Like, where's all this money going? And then if you want, I'll have the link down in the description below if you guys want to follow along. But if you look at the audit report on page 7, expenses were 119% of revenue from 2024, which is that $600 million that we talked about. And there was like $67 million in obsolete polio vaccines written off. There were 90 audit recommendations that like they had given them last year that still hadn't really been fixed. And then there was also like really basic things, like they were buying stock while there was already existing stock. They weren't putting expiration dates on any of the stock. It was just it's very odd things. This financial audit is just very interesting. And what I found, what was sort of the most I guess devastating, if you want to say that, was the allegations received in 2024. So they received 231 reports of financial misconduct, which has been a theme of my channel recently. Abusive conduct, 226. And sexual misconduct, which is 99 reports, which if there's one, that's too much. So the fact that they had 99 is just mind-blowing. What's your take on it? Because I'm the fact kiddo here, but like, what's your take on the World Health Organization?
Absolutely. Well, I'm so glad you're the fact kiddo because I think you do a phenomenal job. I just want to say that I really do. I love your videos and where you uncover this stuff. So well done on that. I come at it from a psychological point of view and I think, why would Meghan and WHO, like what's going, again, we don't know, we're just speculating here, but what is happening? So I'm thinking what they seem to have in common here is PR amplification over any kind of substance. That's just the vibe I'm getting. I feel like
Yeah.
they're trying for sustained public attention. So they're maybe
Yeah.
using each other, mutual back scratching, and they're ignoring the backlash. There's plenty of public sentiment calling for it's all tone deaf. So I
Yeah.
find this so interesting that they've paired up, and well done. I'm pointing the wrong way. Well done you on your research to find those numbers. Because yeah, I mean, just in base terms, I mean, we tease a lot, but it's like money in good, money out bad, lots of money out real bad. So
Yeah, I mean, it's like, how can you overspend $500 million? And like, where is the money going? And the other thing is that they talk about how there's like all these anonymous donors and how that could potentially be there could be a conflict of interest, if they're the ones that are holding the medicines or the vaccines, but it's not getting to the people, right? It's weird. It's really weird. I think the positive, if we're gonna look at, because remember, we're always trying to find like the silver lining. I think the positive is like, to scrutinize a charity, I think is like the least you could do, because it shows that you care, right? I'm just doing this out of respect for the people that they say that they serve.
Right.
But I think, with Harry and Meghan having their own personal platforms, it becomes almost easier to like go in and scrutinize, because people are so interested in Harry and Meghan anyway. Right. I mean, that's a lot of your channel. That's what a lot of my channel has become. But then at the same time, it's like, oh my God, the World Health Organization had a lot in their financial audits,
Yeah.
and like you said, it's a recurring theme, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. I don't think that can be ignored. I think there's something there. I just find it fascinating.
Yeah. And like you said, what was it? Performative philanthropy?
I think so. It feels like that to me. It feels like, it's like PR amplification over any kind of substance. That's what it feels like to me.
Yeah, that's what it is. And that's the thing. It's just like, and you and I are old enough to remember Princess Diana, but and I had told you that I'd contacted, for those of you who don't know Paul Burrell, Paul Burrell was Princess Diana's former butler, and he was the Queen's butler as well. But I contacted him because I thought maybe this is how rich people work. Maybe it's just everyone makes money off of charities and then that's it. And Paul was like, she never made money off of anything. And he was okay with me like saying this in public, because he's like, yeah, it's fine, you can say. But yeah, I mean, basically it's just Diana wanted to highlight a cause or highlight issues that, of the people, of the forgotten people of the world. And it's like, I understand, I get charities and whatnot, but it's like, I don't understand why this seems to be a recurring theme of like overspending, having weird audits. Like I'm like, is it just Harry and Meghan that are associated, or is this the charity world as a whole, really?
That's a great question for the comments. Maybe you guys can chime in and let us know, because I'm curious about the same thing. But I think therein lies the big difference with Diana. She's lovely. We love her. But she was spotlighting the charity. And I can't say that I get that same feeling when Meghan goes up. And I mean, I have the picture. She's like, spotlighting herself, I would say. It seems to be over the charity. So.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's the thing. It's like, well, we want fame, but we want fame in our charitable, when we're doing some kind of charity thing. And it's like, no, it's you can go be famous and do that. And but it's about the people that you're saying that you're helping.
Right.
Right.
Well, I mean, we talked about a little bit on my channel, so sorry to repeat, but I mean, the whole thing was yesterday on her social media. She's posting her child, and then the next day at an event talking about the dangers of posting about children online.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just, I mean, because all my girlfriends, either like it's their private accounts that you follow and they'll post it, but I don't understand Meghan's thing with like, oh, here's another centimeter of the kids' faces. And it's like, okay, either do or don't, or always put
Right.
emojis over, but it's like,
Mhm.
but the whole thing of like trying to get people to talk about you, it's interesting. And then you go and not knocking the initiative at all, that
No,
was in Switzerland, but it's
just
just,
a weird approach
it's,
to it.
it's a weird approach. Yeah. And it's
Mhm.
just like, well, I understand, if you are a spokesperson, maybe you're not well versed in that area. Maybe you're a spokesperson because you're famous.
Right.
But at the same time, it's also like, well, practice what you preach, right? Like I wouldn't, if I'm gonna go, if they're saying, hey, Rachel, can you be a spokesperson for this charity? I'm gonna go, okay, where are the books? Show me the numbers. I'm not gonna go be like, well, the World Health Organization, and just be
Yeah.
like, oh my God, sexual abuse, and just,
Right.
that's like why would you deal, or why would you associate with a charity that has any of those allegations? You clean that up, and you make those women's voices be heard. I mean, 99. And Meghan calls herself a feminist.
That's the next breath. Exactly. She calls herself a feminist. Wouldn't you want to bring that up? Yeah. Or address that? Never. So
Yeah.
again, I have no idea. I'm just wondering, potentially, I wonder what could have been in it for her. Would it be maybe a free trip to Switzerland or speaking engagement? I have no idea. But wouldn't that be interesting? And I would like to know that. Like what?
Yeah.
Now I know that they've paired up with the WHO before. In fact, they were involved in the Jordan trip, but I don't think it's just for fun. I think they're mutually benefiting each other. I would just like to know how.
Right. Right. And that's the thing with everything being anonymous. Like we don't really know what money is going to where or to who, or no pun intended.
Ooh, yeah.
Touch. But yeah,
Right?
it's just it's
Yeah.
interesting. Well, you looked into the
Right.
doctor that I guess sponsored. Is that the right
I
way to say
did,
sponsored her
yeah.
trip out there? Yeah.
So
I mean,
his
what?
yeah,
Yeah. What's
Dr.
that all about?
Tedros is his
Yeah.
name, and he was also involved, as I understand it, in the Jordan trip as well. He's been WHO Director General since 2017. He was reelected, I believe it was 2022. Now, we'll say a big fat allegedly because it's just allegations. I don't believe he was charged with these things officially, but there are, as soon as you Google him, you can find there are allegations of money laundering and embezzlement. They stem from a 2021 Ethiopian Financial Intelligence Service. There was an investigation, and like I say, no charges, so just know that. But that's interesting that these claims are coming up with him, and he's associated with Harry and Meghan. I just find that fascinating personally. So,
And there's a lot of things in that audit that we
yeah.
just saw that kind of match that.
Yes. Isn't
That
that
is interesting.
interesting? Yeah.
Yeah, just
Friend
a
to friend.
coincidence.
Don't you think
Just a
that's
coincidence, I'm sure.
yeah.
Right? Just, I
And
mean,
what yeah, we're not accusing anybody, but my opinion is, well, that's weird. And to your point, Rachel, I think that's such a good point. So if I'm paying you, Rachel, to come speak at my organization, and then you find out I don't know, doing terrible things and then also trashing your industry and everything that you're standing for, I'm against. Wouldn't you say, huh, maybe I don't want to
right,
speak at that event?
right. Well, that's the thing. Where's the integrity?
Yeah.
Right? But it's just,
Yeah.
and it's like, well, no, but there's photographers and you get to wear a fancy suit. And it's like,
Right.
yeah, that's
Okay.
awesome. But then, you're also going to like, we're going to go, that's weird. They claimed
Mhm.
this. And then, it's just, I don't know. It's, I always try to be like, I'm the, sort of like, let's not bring our emotions into it. But it's at the same time, it's just kind of like, you have to, if you're going to call yourself a philanthropist and you're going to call yourself a patron or whatever, have the dignity to audit the foundations that you
Right.
represent,
That's right.
because it's not like before. It's not like the 90s where, because I know at some point, there were some charities associated with Diana that had gone by the wayside. And those articles, I'm assuming, were as published or readily available. But you can have your own citizen journalism now, and you can go look and pull documents yourself because everything's uploaded, right? Because it has to be made it has to be made public. And it's just like, okay, well, like I did this in the couple minutes before you and I spoke,
Mhm.
right? Like we planned for our time, so we were briefing in the morning. Hey, let's pull up the WHO paperwork. And then here was, 10 little tidbits that didn't look right.
Yeah.
So and I'm nobody. I don't have a staff, right? I'm
Mhm.
just, and it's like Megan's got the staff. Don't they both have a chief of staff? For
Well,
who? I don't know,
depends
but
on which week, right? Because it's always turning over. It's a revolving door, but yeah, in theory, they should have
yeah,
staff.
right. Like it's not hard, or at least question that, at
Yeah,
least like why, but it's, oh, I have a stage and a podium and I get to wear a fancy suit. And it's like, yeah, that's cool, but like also don't,
yeah.
don't put your head in the sand.
Mhm. So
Yeah.
can I ask you a question then, just in your personal opinion? I just find it interesting because we've seen Megan recently pivot to whatever this is, where she's advertising things in a very weird way. Go back and find our video on that. But truly, though, like, do you think she's headed toward full? Is she obviously she wants a trip and she wants to be attention? But besides that, do you think that she's trying to go for more of that philanthropy side of things again, or do you think she's just, oh God, we got to do something? Anything she can do? What does your instinct tell you?
I think she's just throwing stuff at the wall to see what sticks,
Yeah.
right? Don't you?
I
What do
do.
you think?
Same. I
Yeah.
think so too. I'm trying to figure out what this is all about. I'm still stuck. I think that's such a weird pivot that she usually tends to go philanthropy and look at me, I'm a mother and all this, but this is a weird advertising pivot. So I really don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. And it's weird that she relaunched where we are talking about As Ever, by the way, which if
Yes.
if you're
Oh,
not
yeah.
familiar, go on asever.com and you can see under the hibiscus tea there's a very sort of
Yes.
seductive thing that she does.
Right. We all advertise our cocos and our teas.
We all lay back and
Totally.
yeah, no, it's
No, nobody does that. Weird.
which it's just strange. But anyway, but what I found interesting is if you typically rebrand,
Mhm.
typically you have new products.
Yeah.
Just an idea, right? Did she have any new products? I didn't see any new
I
products.
don't believe that to be the case. I think the most recent one was the Compartas chocolate, but even that was recycled from Christmas, from what I understand.
Oh,
So yeah, no, I
yeah.
don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, and that's the thing. Do you think she knows who she is?
No.
Getting into the philosophical side of it, do you think she knows who she is as a person?
I truly, in my personal opinion, not diagnosing, I do not. I've said that from the beginning. I don't believe she does, and I don't know if she even cares to know who she is. I think she wants to be whatever will make her attention and money. That's my opinion. That's what it seems, because I just don't think people, I'm somebody that lost 150 pounds. I changed my whole life, but I still don't think I changed as much as Meghan has flip-flopped throughout. Like, I don't get her. It's weird because she stays the same, I think, in like shallow. I'm not trying to be mean just for being mean, but to me, she appears very vapid, very shallow. So
Yeah.
I think that has stayed the same, but her, whatever she's trying to promote flips and flips. She can't decide who it's for and what it's for and all that. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't
because
think she does.
yeah, because on the one hand she tries to be, okay, I'm gonna do the fashion thing, right? But then out of all the fashion houses, she picks Balenciaga, or maybe that was the only fashion house that would give her any
Maybe.
kind of attention. And Balenciaga famously had that issue with involving the abuse of children in one of their ads.
Yeah.
And it's like, as a mother, I'm not a mother.
Mhm.
But if Balenciaga said, "Do you want to come and be our spokesperson?" Again, I would be like, "No, because you guys are disgusting."
Yeah, exactly.
Do you ever want to shop as? I mean, you're a mother. Do you ever want to go to Balenciaga? I don't care what the
Never.
gown or the suit looks like.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, even if I could afford it, no way. There's just no
Yeah.
way. No,
Yeah.
I'm not pretending that every company I have something with is I'm 100% for, but when it's that glaring and obvious, no way. Do you want
Yeah.
to invest in the, I don't think it's anymore, but I was gonna say the Weinstein Company? Not necessarily,
Right. Right.
Sorry, you might want to cut that name, but you get what I'm saying. Like, yeah.
No,
yeah.
that's fine. Yeah,
Right.
but that's the thing. It's like it takes 5 minutes to Google something and then
Right.
see if that is okay. Does this person have any allegations against them? Okay,
Right.
what happened? Okay, is this company spending their money appropriately? Oh, that's weird. There seems to be hundreds of complaints against, improper spending
Yeah,
of funds.
exactly.
That's not just a rogue employee that filed something and they wanted to make your life uncomfortable. That's
That's it.
hundreds of people that stepped
Exactly.
forward
Mhm.
and said that, again, the abuse allegations, it's
Right.
just that's what I find to be interesting. And I mean, it all sort of circles back to, well, what is Megan, and what does she stand for, and why is she associating with this kind of a gentleman? Because wasn't he was head of some other council before he got into Who, right?
He was, I'm pulling to see if I still have
Wasn't
it.
he in government?
He was, he's the former Ethiopian Minister of Health from 2005 to
Mm.
2012 and of Foreign Affairs from 2012 to 2016. Yeah.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
that's interesting. Now you
That's-
made an interesting point saying, I wonder if because I'm so sorry, hold on. Where was he from? Ethiopian. I wonder if they'll travel to Ethiopia on one of their trips. I don't know.
Yeah.
That'd be
Yeah. Is
interesting
that
to
going to
see.
be right? Is that going to
Right.
be the next sort of like faux royal tour?
Mhm.
Is
Right.
her wearing some backless dress in Ethiopia or
To a
something?
school. Hey, look, I'm ready to go to school. By the way, we didn't explain why we're both in red, right? Why are we in
Oh,
red?
yes, we are in red because Megan was in Switzerland, so we put on our Swiss red outfits. So there
We
you
feel
go.
bad for the people of Switzerland, so we're supporting Switzerland wearing red. Yes.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Switzerland.
Yes.
No, but yeah, it's I mean, it's interesting. If you guys want to see the document, I'll have that linked below if you guys want to like see the actual filing itself. Not, this is just my notes, but
Yeah, and I have
the
the first
actual
page here, but yeah.
yeah, the actual audit. I'll leave that, and then you guys could just go ahead and take a look. And then I'm curious what you guys think. And is this a thing that just happens with all charities? Is this because this is seeming like a pretty common thing? And I was thinking about actually going over the Prince's Trust and
Well, yeah.
Earthshot, and
Mhm.
seeing where that money's going.
Sure.
Because I think that would be interesting.
Mhm.
Yeah, but it's just it's a little disheartening to see like how many charities are like this,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know. But in The Godfather 3, they did talk about it. There's that one little second where like the priest or something says something to Michael, and he's like, "You've done a wonderful thing for Sicily," and then he says something like, "Oh, let's just hope the money gets to the people who need it," or something like that.
Oh.
And that was shot in the early '90s, so it
Uh-huh.
seems like,
Yeah.
again, recurring theme.
Right. Our 12 philanthropies is interesting. We'll see what I'm just saying they're not interesting, but the rebranding's interesting. We'll see what happens there.
Yeah, I know.
That's right. If you missed it, that's something we keep doing on my channel. Like that just could sum up them in a nutshell, right? Like, how are your numbers? Like nobody knows. Nobody can explain it. So they just, hi. Is your kitchen on fire? Don't look at that. Hi. Anyway, yeah.
Well, honestly, but like getting back into our playful selves,
Yeah.
what do you
Uh-huh.
think is their end game?
Oh my gosh. I don't think they know what they're doing tomorrow, let alone the end game. I think Megan probably has a little bit of things plotted out. Find a new husband, make a bunch of money. Yeah. But I really don't. I mean, their level of delusion is not something that I can understand or even wrap my head around. So you have to put on their
Yeah,
delusion tinfoil hats and think, well, if they think they're great, then I would think that they would think, that's a lot of things, that going to Birmingham and being rock stars like they think they always are going to be their ticket back into the, I don't think she wants to go back, but he wants back in, maybe half
yeah,
in, half out to the royal family.
yeah.
Keep those titles polished. But I don't believe, I mean, but then realistically, no way do they want
No,
to do
no.
that. So,
No, that's what's weird is you hear about all this like Project Thaw and stuff like that, and I'm like,
I don't
I don't
believe
think I don't
it.
think the crown would ever go for that. I mean, maybe to like live in exile,
Mhm.
but yeah, I think they've just done so much damage. And it's interesting to see with Invictus and the resignations and stuff, and government funding being pulled, I am curious to see what Birmingham is, if that is going to actually happen, and if it does, and in what sort of capacity. I mean,
Yes.
what do you think about Birmingham? Do you think it's going to happen?
So I said on my channel, what I think is they'll definitely do this. This is just my opinion. This summer tour that's coming up.
Yeah.
I don't know if the actual games will happen. And if they do, somebody brilliant on Reddit, I gave them a shout out on my channel. I can't remember their name, predicted. And so I'm borrowing this prediction because I think it's brilliant, that it'll be a much scaled back version if it happens. And the only reason I think it still might happen is because in Betrayal, the book I just read by Tom Bowers, fantastic. He underlines that Harry needs this. He is pushing so hard. He had the choice to do it in other places. I think DC was one of them. He was like, no, it's got to be. He really pushed for this because he saw it as a way to guilt trip dad into coming. And I don't think that'll happen, but he thought it would guilt trip dad. Again, he thinks like a 7th grader. He'll guilt trip dad into coming. Dad'll be there. It'll be a show of support, and he'll get some security back. And then he can say, see, I was right. They were wrong. This is their apology to us. I'm still part of the royal fold. He thought it would just like, don't look over here. Look over here. Again, this is like a 7th grader's plot. Like, oh, mom and dad are separated. I'll put her here and him here, and it'll just work out. It doesn't work. Real life doesn't work like that. It just doesn't. So.
Right.
That's my prediction. What do you think? None of it? Any of it?
I mean, it's 50-50 in my head. I'm just like, either it's a yes or it's a no. But yeah. I am curious if there's going to be a little more financial transparency on this one, because they did tweet about everyone's going to be housed and everyone's going to have a hotel and everything's going to be paid for us. And it was like, oh, okay. But the other thing that I found interesting, and this is for a video next week that I'm working on, is the budget it's an underwrite up to 26 million pounds.
Okay.
So I'm really curious if they're going to try to find other sponsors so they could say, look, we didn't cost the government 26 million pounds, or are they just going to use it and there's going to be another redacted budget and then we're not going to know anything? It's like, yeah. I am curious, but like when your communications director privatizes his account,
it's not good.
Yeah. You're not communicating very well, sir, because people are just asking for the budget, issues. So that's kind of what's sort of interesting. It's just, I really have no idea. I hope they're a little more transparent with their funds, but
I do too.
Yeah, but I have no idea. And it's like, at least if people maybe watch the Birmingham episode, if they like write into their MPs and stuff and demand transparency, I think maybe that'll be nice, so they don't have to go through what the people of Canada went through, which is everything's just blacked out. I have no idea.
Yeah.
$30 million.
Which, by the way, your merch is incredible. I love the redacted merch. I think that's so fabulous.
Thank you. I actually, the only reason why I did that was just to like focus attention, because it was like, here's the link on the actual website, but it's actually sold.
I think it's fantastic.
That's so nice. Yeah, I'm just like, oh, okay. Wow, that's so, it's cool. It's like maybe someone in the UK will wear it when Harry shows up, and it's like, redacted, So anyway.
I'm thinking too, see, if your spouse or significant other says, how much did you spend at Target? Well, that's redacted. That's really not
Target receipt redacted.
That's right. Just black out. That's perfect. It's none of your business. Stop asking me questions.
I needed toilet paper, darn it.
That's right.
Just roll in with like
14 pages
long. Well, these little champagne couplets were they were on the $5 bin. Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh man.
Well, it has been. Thank you very much for doing this, because lovely Jen is hosting this on her like recording thing. So thank you very much for doing that. And then if you guys are interested in this, if you want, actually go see the first one, because we're not as serious. this I'm a little more serious here because I mean it's a serious topic, but go see us actually being silly at ourselves, and maybe if you guys are okay with it, I'll bring the silliness onto here, and then we can just be silly together all the time, everywhere. But yeah, I had such a blast. That other one is an hour long, so you guys get to see us talk a lot more and about a little more lighthearted things than like than the numbers. And
we're
like,
kicking around starting a show and titling it we're coming up with ideas, but one of them was spreadsheets and side-eye, thinking, well, she can breathe in the spreadsheets, and I'll go like, what? You do a lot of what?
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, hello, Jen, I brought this for you, you know. It's like,
and I'm like, we're gonna make fun of it. Ready? Go.
Yeah. So anyway, but thank you very much for hosting this and for doing a cross show and all that good stuff. And then, you know, leave comments down below if you don't know of RHR Jen. Although I think everyone knows about RHR Jen. Go and subscribe on her channel. And yeah, no, just like a really big thank you for doing this. And then if you guys like this kind of content where it's a little more discussion based rather than my, you know, essays, then let me know. But if you guys want like a mix, then we'll do that too. And then so thank you very much for watching, everyone. And then we'll see you all in the next video.
Bye, Rachel's mom.
Bye, Mom.
Yeah.